We talked some time ago about a 10-year-old boy who shot his father to death, his neo-Nazi abusive father. This story was about Jeffrey Hall, who was asleep on a couch in his family's Riverside, California home when on May 1st, 2011, his son killed him, according to authorities. CNN and other news organizations are not naming the boy because he is a juvenile. However, being a juvenile did not stop him from being charged with murder, specifically second-degree murder. And because it is a juvenile hearing, it is not a question of a jury deciding guilty or not guilty. It is simply a judge deciding, I believe it is true that this individual committed murder, in this case, second-degree murder. So what's going to happen? And what did happen? Prosecutors said that the neo-Nazi background of the father was not linked to the death, saying the 10-year-old boy, 10 years old at the time, 12 years old now, was concerned about abuse from the father, was concerned about the family being split up potentially, etc., etc. And they say it is our belief that this would have happened even if the father was not part of the National Socialist Movement, a neo-Nazi group. This was done more on a domestic level. 3 of the children later told the detective they knew where guns were inside the house, according to the arrest warrant. The eldest said he'd taken a revolver off of a low shelf in his father's and stepmother's closet and then killed his father while he slept. He told police he was tired of his dad hitting him and hitting his mom. What will the punishment be here? Potentially, this is an individual who will have to be in some kind of custody up until he turns 23 years old. What do you think about this? Some people say, you know what? At 10 years old, this is 100% a product of upbringing, and clearly the actions of the father combined with the easy access to firearms in their home is what led to this. You can't possibly blame this kid. He should simply be supervised from now on and have psychological support, so on and so forth. Others saying, no, he was 10, but he should be punished. He knew that this was wrong.
No, I don't think it's that easy to charge a 10-year-old with murder. Clearly, the father basically killed himself. This child was raised in a violent house. There was access to guns. The father was killed by his own guns. I mean, the child was trying to prevent further violence.
Now, that's interesting you say that, because some would say the reason you need guns to defend yourself, and it may lead to killing someone, would also be to prevent further violence beyond that act of violence. So we're opening up a door when you say that.
But I don't think guns are really part of the argument. I think it's 2 separate issues here.
This isn't really a gun story
Right.
at its core.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just the 2 can kind of bleed together a little bit. But I think genuinely he was trying to stop violence against his family, and he was 10 years old. I mean, does a 10-year-old really think about the future when they're doing something like this?
Well, that's the thing, Natan. Does a 10-year-old, even if they know in principle shooting someone is wrong, do they understand the consequences of killing an abusive father?
I don't think so. Certainly, very precocious 10-year-olds might, or they might seem to understand what the consequences might be. But I would say that at most, this person needs to be helped in some sort of significant way, not put into a juvenile center or a prison.
Yeah.
Is this reaping what you sow, Lewis?
I think it is. And it's sad that this kid might have a long life of abuse and neglect ahead of him because of this charge.
Now, some people would say the fact that he committed this crime means that whether he's punished now or not, he is likely to be back in the criminal justice system anyway. Others would say, you know, if you basically detain him or have him in custody until he's 23 for the next 11 years, that more than anything else will probably ensure he will be right back in the criminal justice system. Because imagine being in it depends what kind of custody we're talking about, but through teenage years and through college years, only knowing some kind of custodial relationship to the criminal justice system, it's unlikely he would be well adjusted at age 23. Very, very unlikely.
I really doubt it.
What gives us the biggest chance for success here? I don't think it's that.
Definitely not that. I don't know for sure, but not that.